Yo, yo, yo. Man, back again with another freeform therapy session, man. It's been a while. I let the Super Bowl, you know, calm me down. I watched it again just to make sure I get everything that I want to talk about. I want to put all the facts out there. Facts and opinions. That's what sports is, sports talk is sometimes. And let's talk about it, man. Congratulations to the Chiefs on winning another Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is on the GOAT. He's on the GOAT, you know, path right now. He got three MVPs in the Super Bowl. I mean, he getting up there in numbers, man. And they definitely will be the favorites next year. Obviously. My takeaway from that game, number one, I'm just glad it was a great defensive game. You know? And I know some people don't like when the score is low as it is, but you got to think about it. In football, you see blowouts and lopsided games. That shit be terrible. You turn your TV. You don't want to see that shit, man. You don't want to see that. But this game, I mean, I give 49ers credit. They came out and they got some plays. They ran the ball, like I said in the last video. But what they didn't do is put their goddamn foot on them folk throat, man. They didn't put their foot on the Kansas City throat, and Kansas City, one of them teams, like any great team, man, they gon' go 3 and out, but you gotta take care of those opportunities that they give you. You have to take care of the ball. It was a lot of fumbling in the beginning on both sides, but Kansas City is one of those teams where if you don't put them away and you allow them to stay close, they gonna figure it out. The first half was just San Francisco's, and I was like, damn. Kansas City, it's close, but it ain't close. You know what I mean? It just felt like San Francisco had the momentum. They had everything going their way. And then once that third or fourth quarter hit, it was just like, fuck. See, now I know a lot of people want to blame Shanahan for his play call or whatever. I don't think it's just necessarily his play calling that screws him in the end. But I tell people, I feel like great teams, when it matters the most, make you do things that you're not comfortable doing, but also they make you do things that you should do, but you psych yourself out of doing it. Like San Francisco had control of that game for most of the game. It was close, but they still had control of it. When Kansas City was going 3 and out, that's when you should have took care of business, but you didn't. And if you give Patrick Mahomes time and you give Spags time, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, you give him time, they fucked around and just started bringing pressure. They started bringing that shit. And next thing you know, Brock Purdy, when he drops back, it's a defender right in his face, so he got to get rid of the ball. Boom. Now, when Patrick Mahomes has a free rusher in his face, they have a play. They have a situation they got to set up. So, like, hey, if this guy come, do this. If this guy come, do this. Hey, if this guy come, do this. When you've been there and done that, it's so much easier. It's so much easier, man. And I think San Francisco, I'm an Eagles fan, and I don't like San Francisco at all. I don't like the Chiefs. All I know is we beat them. We lost to them in the Super Bowl, but we beat them in the regular season. We need our get back too, but still, we ain't gonna talk about them. I'm gonna talk about them later. But the Kansas City Chiefs are on a historic path right now. I hate to say it, but they are the new New England Patriots. You know? And it's a lot of things that factor into it to me, but it's a lot of things that's similar. If you look at the Patriots when they was winning all those Super Bowls and playoff games. Number one, I'm gonna tell you what the Chiefs are right now. The Chiefs are reincarnated of the Patriots, but this is why. They're in a terrible division. Now, before Harbaugh got there for the upcoming season, like the upcoming season, it's gonna be interesting. But for right now, we're just gonna talk about this year and the past. Since Patrick Mahomes been a starter, the division he plays in has been trash. I'm gonna just say that it's been trash. The Raiders have been a laughingstock. The Chargers are a team that has all this potential, all this talent, but for some reason can't win games. Not my problem. And then the Broncos are the fucking Broncos. I don't know what to tell you about them. Just like with New England, when New England was winning those championships and winning all those playoffs games, winning all those division championships, you gotta think about it. They're in a division with the Miami Dolphins, the Jets, and the Buffalo Bills. They were terrible. They was terrible. You know what I mean? And to make things worse, the way I look at it, it's like you married, right? You married. And all your friends are single. So every time some shit happen, your single friends always come to you for advice, but you can't help them motherfuckers. You try to tell them, look, get you a stable something. The Raiders, the Chargers, and the Broncos, they didn't have nothing stable. Everything was like, oh, we'll have a coach for 2 years, or we'll have this coach for 4 years. Or we got a defensive coach, but we got a great quarterback. Or we got a offensive coach, but our defense is ass. There's always something. You need something stable. The one thing about Patrick Mahomes is he's in a stable environment with Andy Reid and Spags. They're in it's a stable relationship that they have. It's a stable working environment. That's how I look at it. It's a stable working environment. They know what works, and when some shit ain't working, I'm pretty sure they go behind closed doors and be like, hey man, we need to goddamn tighten up, boom, boom, boom. That's all it is. San Francisco, they lost this game and all hell has broke loose. Everybody's talking about what could have happened, what should have happened, I should have got this. Look, man, you had your chances. You did. If Brock Purdy would have won this Super Bowl, beat Patrick Mahomes, they would have called him, he would have been top 5 all time. That's how the world would have talked about him. Oh, he's top 5 all time. Top 5. It's like, what? But he lost. Now Patrick Mahomes is top. He in the top 5. He in the top 5. My last video, I talked about my top 4 quarterbacks. He definitely is in the top 5. And like I say, man, when you have a stable environment that you can work in, and even though everything changes, receivers, tight ends, line, defense, everything, the one constant is Andy Reid's going to be there, Patrick Mahomes is going to be there, Travis Kelce going to be there, Spags going to be there. As long as that don't change, it's going to be hell beating the Chiefs. It's going to be hell beating the Chiefs, man. Because Tyreek left, and don't get me wrong, when they had Tyreek, that shit was crazy. Because you got one of the most explosive players with one of the most deep throwing quarterbacks in league history. He got a cannon. He can make all the throws. Not only that, but if you go and double Tyreek, now you got to deal with Kelce. They might just run the ball. That's something else that we don't want to talk about. But the Chiefs starting to run the ball a little bit more. I'm like, Andy Reid, who are you, man? He was in Philly, man. He would throw that shit too, but it ain't like how it is in Kansas City. I think with Kansas City, he got his quarterback, number one, and then it just blossomed into what it is now, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy for him. You know, in my lifetime, I've seen the Eagles win the Super Bowl. I seen Andy Reid win him some Super Bowl. He got 3 on now. He got 3. He up there with Bill Belichick for real, for real. I know Bill got 6, but shit, you look at Bill now, you like, damn. It might have been Tom Brady, but that's a different subject. the Super Bowl showed me that no matter how good your team is, it boils down to who has the best quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He's Tom Brady. He's Tom Brady reincarnated. He's Tom Brady reincarnated, man. They are the same team, just like New England. Like I tell people, when I talk about sports, I talk about it from a person that's watched and seen things and see how shit work. When you're in a bullshit division, not this upcoming season, because that's gonna be different. We're gonna see what happens with Harbaugh and everybody. But we're just talking about in the past. Kansas City has been head and shoulders above everybody in their division. Everybody. Now, Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, I don't know what they're gonna do with him next year. That's up for debate. The Raiders, I don't know if they're gonna keep O'Connell or what. You know, they might look at it like shit. He might be our guy, and we just gonna keep him. Cause I mean, they did beat the Chiefs. And then you got San Diego with Harbaugh. I don't know. I know one thing. Harbaugh, that's gonna be the measuring stick, because Harbaugh, for some reason, wherever he go, he just make the football team better. And the Chargers are a team that has more talent than they got way more talent than the Chiefs. But they don't have a better quarterback. That's the number one thing you got to remember. If you do not have the better quarterback, you're going to lose. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. And the Chiefs run to the Super Bowl, they took out Miami, they took out Buffalo, and the Ravens. Shit, man. And San Francisco? Boy, look. The beginning of the season, middle of the season, even when my Eagles played them, that pass to Valdez-Scantling when he dropped it, and that's the reason why they lost that game. I mean, they was terrible. But I'm gonna tell you the real reason why they won the Super Bowl. They benched Kadarius Toney. Everybody know that. Kadarius Toney, if he was in that Super Bowl, he probably would have dropped 2 or 3 balls that definitely would have gave San Francisco a chance to win that game. See, that's another thing. When you got a great coach, you start looking at your player. You're like, you know what, Kadarius, he makes some plays, but then he make too many plays that don't help us win games. Too many drops. Too many bad things happen when he's on the field. It's not his fault, but it's like, bro, this is not the Giants, bro. This is the Chiefs. We win championships. We win playoff games. We win the division. We're winners over here. So the mentality and the thought process of all of that, you can't make these bonehead decision plays that cost us games. And I know everybody gonna talk about that shit where he had his foot on the line and he was offside. Hey man, he was offsides. He was offsides. But they benched him. And I mean, I can't even be mad. Because I mean, if you costing me money, you're costing me games, maybe you are hurt. Even though he said he wasn't. But ever since they benched him, they took off. They flew away. They flew away. I don't know if he's going to be on the team next year. He probably won't. Because, boy, hell no. Excuse me, but he can say he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion receiver. I wouldn't pay him nothing. Because he's terrible. Which leads me into this. Like I said, congratulations to the Chiefs. Congratulations to Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, the Swifties. I'm glad all this shit is over. Now, the NFL offseason is going to be interesting. That's what I really want to talk about. To the teams in the top 10 that got to figure out some things. Get your quarterback, you'll be fine. to the 11 through 20. Get you a solid piece, make some moves. We'll see what happens. The back end, 21 to 32, I see you in the playoffs. You'll move to a way. Decisions going to have to be made. But the NFL offseason is going to be interesting to me because I feel like a lot of the teams that are top 10, top 15, whatever, depending on who the team is, they just need a quarterback. The Falcons, Washington. You get you a quarterback, the Bears, I don't know. I don't really know what they're going to do. If it was me, I'd take Marvin Harrison, keep Fields, go get me another guy at 10, and let's roll. But I don't know what they're going to do. I don't really know. I know the salary cap might go up a little bit this year, but to me, a lot of teams need to make moves. Not only to win your division, but to win against other teams in your conference. And I think that's the thing that everybody in the AFC need to think about right now. How the fuck do we beat the Chiefs? The only team that don't have to worry about it is the Bengals. I don't know what's in Joe Burrow veins, but him and Patrick Mahomes is different. He's like this. He's like his kryptonite. When Joe Burrow played Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow has won more games than he's lost to him. He wins more games. It's just like he just does. I understand Josh Allen. I look at Josh Allen like they put him on a pedestal that he definitely should fall off of because he ain't win no Super Bowl. He ain't went to the AFC Championship game. He ain't went to nothing. He just gets to the playoffs and he loses. That's all I know. Get him out of here. Top 5, top whatever. Get him out of here. Joe Burrow gonna be back next year. The Dolphins, are they gonna keep Tua? I don't know. Yeah. Because I feel like any team that has to pay their quarterback or get a quarterback, if you have to get a quarterback, make sure he's the right one for your system. And if you have to make a decision about a quarterback, I hope that he's the guy. Like Jalen Hurts. Philly felt like he could have been the guy. They made sure he was the guy. He got to the Super Bowl. They paid him. They said, you're our guy. Even though he had a terrible season this year, and we was so bad this year. He's our guy still. I feel confident next year we're going to be better. We got Kellen Moore. We got Dick Fangio as the defensive coordinator. We got better coordinators than the guys we had this year. So I feel like as a team, we make some moves, we'll be all right. Now, in the NFC, it's the same thing. The 49ers are going to be similar, maybe a little different, but not too much. I think Detroit, same thing. I don't know. They should keep Goff. I'm just going to go through the playoff teams and just, what I think they need. I think Jared Goff is a good quarterback. I think Detroit, he fits them, man. I think they need to just figure that out. Green Bay, young, on the horizon. I fuck with them. Dallas, as long as you got Prescott, I really don't know. I really don't know how they would look without him. But I know they can't afford to rebuild for a quarterback. That's all. I know they can't do that. I think that's it. The Eagles, they got their coordinator, so they should be better. Tampa Bay, I think Baker Mayfield this year did pretty good. I think Baker did pretty good. So I think Tampa Bay should keep Baker. Rebuild. I ain't gonna say rebuild. I'm gonna say retool, put some more players together, and they'll be all right. Is that the NFC who all made the playoffs? Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Let me see. 49ers, they gonna be similar. Detroit. Let's see. Green Bay, Eagles, Tampa Bay, Dallas. Missing one more. Trying to think, what's the last one? What's the last one? Whoever it is, like I say, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. So moving on to the AFC. You know the Chiefs are number one. They gonna figure some things out. I'm not worried about them. They way over there. Way over there. Nobody worried about the Chiefs. The Bengals just gotta stay healthy. Joe Burrow has to stay healthy. And they'll be fine. Not worry about them. Lamar and the Ravens. Oh. Lamar hurt my heart, man. He hurt my heart. Because I thought he was going to really get to that Super Bowl. And I felt like when he said he got drafted, he said they're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. I felt like this was his time to get that goddamn Super Bowl. I felt in my soul he was going to get that Super Bowl. And I don't know what the fuck happened, but so many things happened. So many things happened, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck? They didn't make it. Now you got to do it all over again. It's hard as hell to get back to that championship game. But I hope they do, and I hope he finally do get him a Super Bowl. He just got to win in the playoffs. I think regular season, he's one of the better quarterbacks. But he got to win in the regular. He got to win in the postseason a little bit more. Buffalo is intriguing to me. I don't know if they snake bitten, cursed, or what, but for some reason, Josh Allen is like MVP. He's the MVP front runner. The Bills are the Super Bowl favorite. But they lose every year to the same fucking team. Get them out of here, bro. Get them out of here. Josh Allen signed that deal. He's not going nowhere. Diggs, Diggs don't show up when he's supposed to. He don't show up when he's supposed to, and I'm sorry. If I can make a deal, I'm gonna make a deal. I'm gonna get Diggs up out of there, bro. Reason why is because sometimes the young guys, like a CJ Stroud, they don't have a number one receiver. So what happens is they just have to go through natural progression and throw to the open guy. When you have a number one, it's like, okay, Diggs is number one, then Gabe Davis, then Knox, then all these other guys. If you take Diggs out of the formation, you take him out, then just go ahead and just start over with some receivers and like, look, guys, whoever gets open, that's who the ball going to. I'm not playing around. I'm not going through this, that, and the third. Yeah, you're going to miss him in the playoffs, but shit, he don't show up in the playoffs either. So, I mean, you ain't really missing nothing. Fuck him. So, that's what I would do. If I was them, I'd probably trade Diggs and say, fuck it, get me a second round or a first later on in the years and go on about my business. It was the Rams. That's what it was, the Rams. They're going to be all right. Matthew Stafford will be back. They'll be all right. The Rams they'll be okay. They need to add some more pieces. They'll be all right. Who is in the AFC? The AFC is going to be interesting next year because of Harbaugh and the Raiders. I got a good feeling the Raiders going. I feel like the Raiders going to make the playoffs this year. I feel like the Raiders going to make the playoffs, man. I'm going to go ahead and go on record right now. I think Antonio Pierce, the Raiders are going to get to the playoffs. I feel like they're going to get to the playoffs, man. They're going to probably be 7, but still. the playoffs is the playoffs. That's all I know. Miami. I don't know what they're gonna do by Tua. I know he got health concerns and he's small and all this, but shit, what you gonna do? Who else is gonna command your offense? You know, they had some injuries to some key players, but I just feel like if you get rid of Tua, who are you gonna replace him with? Is my question. So they got a quarterback debacle to figure out. I don't know if they're gonna pay him, but we're gonna see what happens. Let's see who else was in there. The Ravens, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, Bills. Oh, the Steelers did make the playoffs this year. My bad. Sorry, Steeler Nation. I'm sorry. I think Mike Tomlin need to leave. I think he need to leave. I think he need a fresh start. I think he need a fresh start somewhere. Cause Pittsburgh probably drained him, my boy. He just need a fresh start. Me personally, he just need a fresh start, man. But if he gonna stay there, which I know he will this year, I think. I know they can pick wide receivers and linebackers really well. The quarterback is a little bit, So I don't know if they feel like they want to get a new quarterback or just ride it out with Pickett, man. I would probably just see what he got one more year and then just see what the fuck happens, man. But I don't know. Give him one more year and just see what happens. You know? Give him one more year and just see what happens. Who else? The Broncos, I don't know what they're going to do. The Chargers, I don't know what they're going to do. I feel like they're going to be all right under Harbaugh. The Jets, I don't really know. Aaron Rodgers is coming back, so hopefully they be better this year. Because, what's your boy, Wilson? That boy terrible. That boy bad. That's a bad quarterback. He won some games, and I was like, oh, that's a little dicey. But he's terrible. Terrible. Tennessee, they're going to rebuild. Will Levis going to probably be the quarterback. Where does Derrick Henry go this year? He's a free agent. There's going to be a lot going on this year. I'm going to just have to stay tuned for it this year because there's some key free agents out there, and I know some teams want to make some moves, and I know people are going to be like, oh, you think we should grab this guy? I hope so. Oh, I hope not, depending on who the team is. But, yeah, that's just my little Super Bowl NFL summary type situation. We're going to see, man. I'm gonna keep making some more videos about it, depending on what happens. You know what I'm saying? But till the next time, man. Peace, man. Till the next video.